Hey guys, I'm here today with makeup artist and blogger Kierra Lanice. Kierra, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to interview you and feature you and put you on my website.
Oh, certainly. It's a pleasure.
Great. So, being that you're a makeup artist, where did your career begin in makeup and why makeup?
Well, that's a good question. Wow. My career in makeup began back home in Lansing. You know, I'm from Lansing as well. Growing up, I always wanted to be in fashion and beauty. I just wasn't certain in what capacity. And so I was very smart in school, and teachers always said, oh, you need to be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should be this. And I'm like, no, I want to be more fashion, more beauty. And they're like, don't sell yourself out. And so I wasn't really feeling that. I've always wanted to, think about what it looked like behind the scenes of a magazine shoot and things like that. And so I began in high school. I used to sew, make my own clothes, and alter, football jerseys and all kind of crazy stuff. And then I ended up going to Douglas J. Aveda, where I went and I studied cosmetology and estiology. And my focus was more so on color. I went in with the mindset that, hey, I'm not going to be here for long. Like, I'm here to get what I need and keep it moving. And from there, I worked at a couple makeup counters, and then my career really catapulted after I moved. Like, when I came here, just the exposure, it just created so much appetite for me to want to pursue bigger and better.
That's good. I think that's really good that you started early in high school. Sometimes people think, oh, I'll wait till I get to college, or I'll wait till after I graduate to start and figure out what it is that I want to do. But I think that it's really good that you started early and knew head on, this is what you wanted to do and this is how I'm going to do it. So I think that's really good. So being in your makeup career, who has been some of your inspirations throughout your career?
On an artistry side or personally?
Both.
So personally, my mom, for sure. I call her Mom Boo.
Right.
So Mom Boo has definitely been a huge source of inspiration. She's always been about being the best me that I could possibly be. Like, tapping into who God wanted me to be, not necessarily who I wanted to be for myself. And so with that, she trained me and she raised me to have that mindset, have the mindset that you're called to greater. You're above average, you're not your average girl. And so she's been a huge inspiration. I mean, some days she texted me a couple weeks ago and was like, I want you to build me a house, so make it happen. Like, talk about motivation. So Mom Boo for sure. In the art, especially like in that actual industry, I would say AJ Crimson. Oh my goodness, him for sure. AJ Crimson, Sam Fine, Pat McGrath. Like, there's just so many major heavy hitters that people don't hear about. And I want to say that makeup artist, the term now because of social media has become like its own type of celebrity. But a true makeup artist is behind the scenes, So those are the people that I've always, aspired to, be more like them.
That's good. So, being that my brand is Not Your Average Girl, what makes you Not Your Average Girl, and what makes you stand out from other makeup artists?
For one, like I said, Mom Boo raised me to believe that I was, nothing about me was mediocre. So, from the time I could talk, she always instilled that in me. She was always the one big on affirmations and speaking the word over myself and things like that. And so that in itself, when you have that mindset, then you don't have to adapt to what society says you have to be or what people say that you are. So just having the mindset that God has called me to something different, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and not your average girl. Like, we don't actually, or most women don't think that way. Most young girls don't think that way. And so that for sure, and just my continuous pursuit to always want to be better, to always perfect my craft, to always go to the next level. And you had one more question.
What makes you different in the industry?
Okay, so I would have to say that I don't look at it as competition. I've learned that a lot of people in the industry, they're really catty and they try to hoard everything for themselves. I'm not that person. I love, more than anything, I love to teach. So it's nothing for me to teach somebody, the tricks of the trade and things like that. I don't find that someone saying, girl, how can I do this when, after you're done with my face, how can I do this tomorrow? That's not a compliment for me, So I believe that there's enough in the world for everybody to eat, for everybody to flourish.
Right.
And so that makes me above average. That sets me apart, because at the end of the day, people have done me wrong. People have spat in my face, and I'm like, I'll still help you.
Exactly.
I'll still love on you. I'll still use my gifts, my talents, my time, my resources to make it so that everybody can be on the same page and we can all elevate to the next level.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about, is helping others and using your talents to just, go forward and just help others and apply it to, life and all that. So
Certainly.
I think that's really good. So what beauty tips can you give us, or women in general?
Let's see. What beauty tips can I
Or what's
give?
the most important one? I know it's a lot, but what's the most important?
The most important, your diet and sleep.
Right.
I think those are two things that get swept under the rug. But drinking lots of water makes a huge difference. And getting ample amount of sleep makes a huge difference. And so oftentimes if you don't get enough sleep, or if you aren't drinking enough water and you get blemishes, that's the reason why. And where you get them on your face tells a lot about your body. So I can tell if I'm not drinking enough water, because I'll break out in the center of my forehead. Or I can tell if, my cycle's coming because, I'm breaking out on my jawline. So being in tune with my body and being in tune with my diet, that and moisturizing. And for women of color, sunscreen. For sure. Moisturizing and sunscreen, those would be the biggest things.
That's good. And I think that's really important too, because a lot of times people think, oh, I'll just go buy foundation and cover everything up. But it's like, it starts on the inside.
Certainly.
It comes out,
Certainly. Especially because your skin is only going to look as good as, your makeup is only going to look as good as the skin underneath it. So if you have a bad surface, you're not taking care of your skin, you're eating crazy, eating any and everything, your skin is going to reflect that, and you'll be able to see that underneath a flash, a filter.
All of that, exactly. Yeah, I agree. So, like we stated earlier, we're both from Lansing. We actually kind of both moved down here at the same time, down here to Houston. You recently just announced that you'll be at the BET Awards doing makeup again this year. Not only just this year, she won last year as well.
The year before. Yes.
So, and also along with the BET Awards, you also worked at the New York Fashion Week. Could you tell us how Kierra Lanice from Lansing, Michigan got to do all of these great things?
Oh man. Wow. I can honestly say that being in tune with God's will, that, man, like honestly, if I didn't have a relationship with God and I wasn't in tune with the Holy Ghost, then I would not be, like, if I were to tell you how each of those events happened, it wasn't by, like, it was nothing but God, because just being in the right place at the right time, walking in boldness, I mean, like you said, I'm from Lansing, Michigan, of all places, and I'm the product of a teenage pregnancy. My parents had me at 15 years old, so I can honestly say that it was nothing but God. I mean, just really saying, okay, at the end of the day, God, whatever you want for me to do is what I'm going to do. So many times I myself have discredited myself, or said I'm not good enough, or no, not me. And God's like, no, yes, you. Like, I chose you. You're fully equipped with everything that you need. So boss up. And I got you. I got the rest. So, I mean, BET, I didn't do last year, because I ended up doing a wedding, but I did do the year before. And I went out there because a friend was like, girl, I really believe God wants you to be out here. You need to come. And I'm like, listen, the way my bank account is set up, I don't think that's what it's saying.
Maybe next year.
And she's like, no, I just feel something. You need to come. So I'm like, okay. She's like, we'll work out the details. Just get a flight. Come out here. You can stay with me. And I'm like, okay, we'll work it out. So I got a flight, and I set to leave out on that Thursday. I got a phone call on the Tuesday right before from a mentor of mine at the time, and she was like, hey, I am working for the BET Awards this year. My brand, she also has a brand of cosmetics, and she's like, hey, we're sponsoring the show. Did you want to come? Like, could you be here to assist me? And I'm like, oh my God, like, what? Are you serious? Like, of course. I'm actually going to be out there on that Thursday. And she's like, oh my God, well, I have a fashion show Thursday night.
Yeah.
Come on. It was nothing but God. She came from New York. We were on the same flight.
Wow.
She was New York, came to Houston, from Houston there. And we were on the same flight. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, God, you're setting some stuff up.
Yeah.
Well, some things ended up happening, and the morning of the actual BET Awards, I woke up crying, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm tired. I'm not made for this. I don't want to do it. My friend's like, no, you need to get up. You know, you're supposed to be here. You already put it on Facebook. You're going. And so we take a $40 taxi, an hour train ride to get to the location from the hotel. And when I got off the subway, I got a phone call, and her assistant was like, hey, she just got asked to do makeup for Shaka Khan. She no longer has work for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. And my friend's like, oh, hell no. She's mad because we really pressed to get there. Yeah. And I stayed calm. And, my aunt and uncle, they always say leaders lead in every situation. So I just stayed calm. And I was like, okay. I could have cried, but I just stood there, and I was like, Lord, tell me what to do. Yeah. And I, clear as day, heard the Holy Spirit say, go back and get your personal kit from the hotel and come right back. Yeah. And I'm like, that means I got to get on this train.
Back on the train.
Back on the train. Taxi. Exactly. Get the kit, then back on the taxi, back on the train to be right here. Yeah. Okay, if that's what my friend, she didn't believe me. I was like, no, I know I heard the voice of God. Yeah. And I did it, and I came back a couple hours later. I'm hot, it's 95 degrees. I had this huge makeup case and have my sunglasses on. I'm thinking I'm somebody. I walk in, and I was like, Lord, just give me the words to say. And I walk up to the front desk at the JW, which is where they're having all the events. I said, hi, my name is Kierra Lanice. I'm a professional makeup artist. Where do I set up? And the lady's like, oh my God, yeah, let me show you to the BET production staff. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm telling my friend, like, just keep it going, just keep it. Seriously. So before you know it, we're going to different people, and they're like, well, who are you, and how can we trust you? And I was like, I'm just going to be honest. I was supposed to assist such and such. Here, I still have her t-shirt saying that I was supposed to work with her. She ended up doing Shaka Khan, and I told you guys a short staff, so I'm here. So they ended up taking me to this lady. She's ripping somebody to shreds on the phone, and she's going off on somebody. She's like, how can I help you? Who are you? What do you need? I'm like, hi, they sent us over here. I told them my friend was my assistant. I hope they don't see this. I told them my friend was my assistant, and I was like, they sent us here. They said, maybe you could help. And she hung up the phone. She's like, you are an angel from God, because I was just cussing out a makeup artist for being hungover. How quickly can you work? And I'm like,
no.
Yeah, we literally take off running full speed, run different elevators. The JW and the courtyard are connected. So we're taking the elevator. I'm next to Robin Thicke. I'm with Floyd Mayweather. I'm in this hotel suite, hotel suite. And 2.5, 3 hours later, the BET Awards are starting. And I'm like, look at my people on the red carpet. Yeah. Wow. So it was nothing but just being into the Holy Spirit and just understanding that if I yield myself to Him, then He's got my back.
That is absolutely amazing. I didn't even know this full story, but that was really great. And I always say, as long as you're walking in your purpose, like, things will just align themselves.
Exactly.
For, if that's what's meant to be.
Certainly.
So, that's really awesome. Thank you. So, you're also a blogger. Tell us more about KierraLanice.com. So,
I really enjoy writing. I didn't know I was such a good writer.
Right.
I started blogging initially in high school. I was taking a computer class, and I wanted to be like Tabby Gibbonson, who was the youngest blogger at the time, and she was getting featured in Vogue and all kinds. She was like 13. Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing with my life in the 10th grade that I'm not like her? And so I started blogging then, and I was getting a lot of hits. It was crazy how much publicity I was getting just in high school, and then I stopped. And I'm like, man, but I still like writing. I still journal. Right. And I got rid of everything when I moved down here. I wanted just a fresh start. And so now, with me starting blogging again, it's called Life as Lanice. It's a segment of KierraLanice.com. And I just talk about my life. So many things have happened in my life that has seemed like a movie. And so I'm just on there, just being open and honest, being transparent about, things that I'm dealing with. Concerns that I have in life, venting sometimes, and of course I talk about beauty and just give different tips and things like that, but it has really opened my eyes to see that, people, like, you just never know what other people
Yeah.
are dealing with. You know, the Bible says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And so me being brave enough, sometimes, I mean, I'm in tears writing some of those posts. And to see people comment or message me or DM me or inbox me on Instagram. I actually was at a funeral. A friend of mine, his father passed away, and he asked if I could sing at his funeral. And I don't do funerals, but I was like, I'm just going to do it because he's my friend. I met him down here. And so we're there, and this girl comes up to me. She's like, oh, my God, are you Kierra Lanice?
Wow.
I'm like, nobody. You know? And I'm like, who's asking?
Right.
She's like, are you her? Because I just read your blog post. It was the Sync of the 21st Century Church, which is my most popular one to date. But she's like, I kid you not. She shows me these screenshots. It was a group of her and 10 girls.
Wow.
And they're like, we've been talking about this for the past 3 days.
Wow.
And I'm like, and this is in like close to Galveston. So I'm like,
oh wow.
Oh my God. I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
You know? So I just really just use that platform and use the following that I've gained through my makeup to just encourage people and inspire them to pursue purpose, to, you know, it's okay to not look like or not dress like or not sound like the social norm. It's okay to say that you're on fire for God and you can still be dope, you can still be cute, you know? So I just use that and run with it.
That's good. That's really good. So I got like wrapped up in your story. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so what advice would you have for people that are trying to get maybe in the makeup industry or maybe even blogging as well?
I would say just go for it. A mentor of mine, she always says, like, you are well equipped with everything that you need to not only survive but to thrive. And so if I could tell you how many times I have second guessed myself and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this, like for instance with my YouTube situation. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start YouTubing once I have a camera, once I have lights, once I, you know, I have this whole checklist, and I'm like, once I create the perfect situation, the perfect scenario, then I'm gonna do it. And that's, if you keep doing that, you're never gonna do it. Like this was the thing that I was saying back in high school. Like I'm gonna start YouTubing, and it's 2017. You know, we graduated in 2011, and still hasn't. Well, now it's happened, but I would just say, just go for it. Just jump. You know, your parachute can't open unless you jump. So just go ahead and start with what you have, and use social media, use Google, like use those things, use magazines, use that to your advantage, and really look into what it is that you say you want to get into. So as far as makeup artistry, start studying, you know, like what kind of artist do you want to be, first of all? Who is your targeted demographic? Do you want to be, in the grand scheme of things, do you want to be a celebrity makeup artist, and celebrity to you means Gabrielle Union, or does it mean Miracle Watts? You know, that's a big difference, you know? So fine tune your market, and once you discover that, then start looking at who's doing those kind of people. You know, they usually bounce around between a few different makeup artists. So who are they? Follow them on social media. Look up their trends. Look up, study magazines. You know, all magazines have the insert that tells you the credits. Look into those things. If you want to be a blogger, look into who's blogging. What kind of blogger do you want to be? Do you want to be an Insta blogger, or do you want to be an actual blogger? Because there's two different, you know, one writes, one is more photography. So just really studying and knowing what you're going to get yourself into, but just wing it. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And, you know, if you learn to ride, God will provide the horse.
That is so true. I'm like, just get out there, just throw yourself out there. Even with my blog, I was like, okay, if I just say I'm going to do it, now I have to do it. If I announce it on Facebook, everyone's waiting.
They're going to hold you accountable to that. That's the big, like, make an announcement about something.
Seriously.
Oh, man.
That is really the biggest thing. Because after I did it, I was like, okay, I don't want to do it no more. But everyone's
Too
like,
late.
oh, I can't wait. I'm like, okay, y'all just pray for me. I'm coming.
Too late. That's so rude. There's been so many times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to post a YouTube video. I'm going to post a blog at such and such at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. comes, and they're like, okay, we're waiting.
Okay.
7:15, we're waiting. What are you doing? Oh my God, I gotta
announce your lash line, Tease. Could you tell us more about that?
So, Tease Lash Co. I am super excited about this. When it comes to makeup in general, I look at myself more of I look at the artistry. So I look more so into skin, lip color, and things like that, like really enhancing your actual features. I don't play around a lot in color, and because of the nature of the clientele that I've created, they usually don't really want anything more than soft browns, golds, and things like that. So I've always loved lashes, and I love being able to change the shape of someone's eyes with lashes. So being so annoyed with not being able to find what I wanted in a lash, I was just like, you know what? I want my own lashes. Yeah. And so with the help of my parents, my boyfriend, they're like, okay, if this is what you want to do, like we're gonna help you research, we're gonna help you find everything that you need. And yeah, I mean, I definitely have Jamal Buster, who is the eyelash guru to the stars. I've been obsessed with him since I was probably 15 years old. I've been obsessed with him forever. Oh my God, he's so great. But having him as like a really main source of inspiration, I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. What is it that I can't find in the market? Like, what is it that I'm looking for? That's what I want to create. So I've found some amazing lash designers, and they're helping me, and they're all handmade. They're cruelty-free. They're 3D mink, so it's amazing. And they'll officially be launching when I get back from the BET Awards and Essence. So July 1st is looking like the actual date. But yeah, I'm really excited about that.
That is so good. When you launch, make sure I get a pair.
Of course.
So you recently just showcased your first 3 lashes. Could you tell us more about the name and the style and those?
So the first collection is called Moguls on the Rise, and so it reminded me so much of what you're doing with Not Your Average Girl, with just promoting and giving a platform to other people who are, on the come up. So I kind of had a similar vision, and so there are 4. There's Rayma, who is named after one of my best friends, Rayma and Danielle, my 2 best friends in the whole wide world. Danielle is starting a nonprofit called Be Admired, and so she's all about getting back to the basics with poise and etiquette and teaching young girls that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, oh yeah, you're definitely a young mogul. Like that's noteworthy, you know, especially to be our age. And so that's the Danielle lash, and so she's really classic, good for everyday use. And there's Rayma. Rayma is my other best friend. She's a model. She lives in Los Angeles now, and she's Instagram famous. And so Rayma is, she's said to be America's sweetheart. Like Rayma is just as sweet as she looks. She's actually that sweet in real life. And so that one is really fun. It's a flirty lash, has a little flair. I'm actually wearing the Rayma today. And so yeah, I definitely tried to design the lashes based off of their personalities. And then there's also Shanice. Shanice is named after R&B legend Tweet, her daughter. So I became really good friends with Shanice over the years, and she's like, I'm more than just Tweet's daughter. You know, I'm my own person. So she was singing background vocals for Ty Tribbett for the longest. She just came out with her own book. And so I'm like, you're also a young mogul. And then the last one is for Angelica. Angelica is my cousin, and she has been doing so many things in the community from the time that I was a child. Like, I can remember her doing backpack giveaways and toy drives, and like just really, being bold, and really being unashamed with everything that she does. So the Angelica lash is popping, is big, it's vivacious. And so I just really wanted to name them after their personalities. And there'll be a part 2 because I have a couple more moguls in mind. But they're just, just showcasing the likeness of people who want to do great. Right.
That is so great. I'm so excited for you to launch. And I've been keeping up with you on Facebook and all your Instagram and stuff. And I'm like, I need some lashes. I don't know where lashes, but I'm like, I want some lashes.
We'll get you some. We'll get you some.
So that's really good. So what can we expect next from Kierra Lanice?
Well, July 1st, definitely the launch of Tease Lash Co., the BET Awards, Essence, and hopefully I'll do New York Fashion Week again this fall. But I would say just me growing as a woman, growing as a millennial, adulting, and I honestly don't know. I mean, of course I have goals, but it's crazy because it's funny how you can have your own plan, and God is like, I got something else for you. So honestly, I didn't even think that I'd be in the position that I'm at now. I never would have guessed that I would be having my own lash line, or that I would be doing the BET Awards and Essence and things like that. So who knows?
Yeah.
I'll say subscribe to my tweets and follow me on Instagram, and I'll keep you updated, and of course my blog. But I'll definitely say just blogging more, getting back to writing, as well as just doing more with the lashes. I think that'll give me a good platform to kind of be a little behind the scenes, because I honestly, on a regular day, I don't wear makeup, which is a huge misconception about makeup artists. I don't wear a lot of makeup, so being able to be behind the scenes with the Lash brand and push that and push people who love beauty or beauty influencers, I think that'll be what's next for me.
That's good. So where can we find you, and could you give us your social media handles?
Certainly. So I am Kierra Lanice on literally everything. My website, which has my blog, it has a link to my portfolio, how to book me for events and makeup services. That's KierraLanice.com. I'm on Instagram at Kierra Lanice. I'm on Facebook, Kierra Lanice Online. Twitter at Kierra. I'm literally on everything. Black Planet, if you still got it. I'm totally kidding. But no, I'm literally Kierra Lanice on every single thing. And then Striptease Lash Co. I don't post a lot of Kierra Lanice on Striptease Lash Co. But certainly they have their own thing going. So Striptease Lash Co. is on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for allowing me to interview you.
Certainly.
And I'm so
pleasure.
excited for you, and I'm just so proud of you, and everything that you're doing. So, guys, stay tuned and look forward to our next feature.